everybody. Glad y'all can make it tonight. Again, my name is Strozas Insert, and I'll be doing the presentation for you. And again, we already established the fact that we're talking about My Econ. My Econ is short for My Economy. Everybody should put their right hand over your chest and do like this. Say, whose economy? My economy. Who's responsible for you? You are. Okay, so folks, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So My Econ is the personal financial success company. Now, let's talk a little bit about the company itself. First of all, My Econ has been in existence for more than 12 years. It's a debt-free company. Now, did I say debt-free? Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice that if a company's going to teach you how to be debt-free, that they are what? Debt-free. So that's what we are, a debt-free company. Not only that, folks, it's technology-driven. And when we say technology-driven, this is an e-commerce business. Everything is on the internet. And we want you to understand that it's not difficult to utilize this. If you have an email address and know how to access it, you have the opportunity to be in business for yourself. Also, they're based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Who knows about Atlanta? That's right, Atlanta, Georgia. Hot Atlanta, that's right. And we have already paid out over $400 million to people like you and I who made a decision that we want to take charge of who's what? Our economy. So folks, we're excited about that opportunity, and I hope you are too. Now, what is this all about? It's about personal financial success. Now, my goal is to define for you what that actually is. Personal financial success means that there is cash flow that you and I need to support ourselves during our working years. Everybody needs some money during your working years, is that right? Yes. Because we know people are going to obtain things like homes. We know they're going to buy cars when they want to travel, take exotic vacation, and all of that costs money. But during those same working years, that individual needs to also be putting money into assets so that in their retirement years, their assets will make sure that they have that income that they're no longer working for. Just in case you don't want to work, can't work, or you just decided you're not going to work. So again, you have working years. That's important to make money and to make a living, but in retirement, you need your assets working for you. Does that make sense? Yes. So we're going to keep it that simple, folks, because that's what it is. So we have a solution for that, and our solution is what we call the Personal Financial Success System. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're talking about here tonight, the Personal Financial Success System. Now, there are three things, you guys, that we're going to focus on. Number one, we're going to minimize taxes. Does anybody here want to pay more than you have to? Oh, no. Of course not. No. Then we're going to teach people how to eliminate debt. All right? Debt is the reason most people can't save money, so that's a problem there. And last but not least, we're going to teach you how to grow your income. All right, so when we talk about minimizing debt, eliminating debt, minimizing your taxes, growing your cash flow, folks, we're going to do that by showing you three ways to do that. We call it our 3 smart cash flow strategies. Now, here's what happens. One strategy we're going to be talking about tonight is called income shifting. All right, we'll give you all the information about what that entails. Also, we're going to talk about business income, why it is necessary to make money from a business as opposed to on a job where you pay wages. And last but not least, we're going to discuss something called passive income. Folks, that's where people are putting money into assets that make them more money, so you're just making it in a passive type way. Don't require a whole lot of your effort. So let's talk about the first one here. When we talk about income shifting, notice what it says here. It says that Americans lose about 1/3 of their money to what? Taxes. Now, think about this. People are paying too much in taxes, or they're having too much taken out of their pay. So if we can shift those dollars from taxes and put it back in the associate's pocket, we can show them how to better themselves. Now, we're going to do that by utilizing 2 methods. One of them is we're going to show them how to correct their tax withholdings, along with showing them why they need to build a home-based business. So let's take a look at the first one, correcting your tax withholding. You see, it has been reported that 80% of the population in America that has money taken out of their pay, too much is being taken out from their job. So because of that, the taxes are killing people. And basically, when too much money is taken out of your pay, guess what? You're losing money. Because the money that someone is holding, you're not getting paid anything on it. So there's no rate of interest that you're making off of that money. That's not a wise way to handle your money. Would y'all agree? Yes. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to correct people's tax withholdings so they can maximize their take-home pay. Now, when they do that, we're going to show them there's two things you should do with that money. You have the ability now to either invest or to eliminate your debt, or both simultaneously. And we're going to show you examples of how that could work for most people. Now, let's talk about build a home-based business and why that's important. You see, ladies and gentlemen, when you have your own business, that's an opportunity to earn money on your own time. Right now, you are earning money if you have a job on somebody else's time. All right? They clock you in and you clock out. You've given someone else your time to make some money. But now when you get home or off of work, you have the ability now to work for who? Yourself. I believe people should work harder for themselves than they do for someone else. What do y'all think? Yes. All right? So you have the opportunity to do just that. So keep that in mind and why that's important. So we're going to build, it says right here, business owners have access to what? Many more deductions than employees. I don't know if you know that. See, we actually have a book that we show our clients, and it says 475 tax deductions for who? Businesses and the self-employed. See, you need to understand something. This was not written for employees. This was written for business owners. So keeping that in mind as we go through the presentation, here's what I want you to understand. See, the business owner has access to more deductions than an employee. And most of the things that people have as employees, they could be used as business deductions if they were in business for themselves, if they were in business. So we're going to take a look at some of those deductions and how that actually works. First of all, when we talk about it, you find out that there are things that people are already using. How many of y'all walked here tonight? Nobody walked here? I'm sure you did. No. How did you get here? You drove in your what?
Car.
In your car or your truck, all right, your vehicle. Folks, if you have a business, do you know that the mileage that you drive can be tax deductible? Matter of fact, for this year, it happens to be 53.5 cents. Last year it was 54. The year before that, it was about 57. So I see it going down, but it doesn't matter because the government is paying the bill. Now, if you don't utilize your vehicle for business, then guess who's paying the bill? You are. So why not let the government pay the bill for you and I driving? So we're going to teach people that if you are a business owner, you can turn the miles that you use in your vehicle and make them tax deductible. Now, if that wasn't good enough for you, how about your communication devices? See, everybody I know has one of these things right here. We call them what? Smartphones. And they're a lot smarter than the people who use them. All right? But we're getting better, right? So the bottom line is, for people who have these types of devices and we use them for business, guess what this now makes this device? Tax deductible. So the cost of your device along with what you have to pay on a monthly basis, folks, all of that is paid for by the government. So if that's the case, why would anyone not want to make these vehicles that they spend money on a monthly basis tax deductible? That would be beyond me, and it doesn't really make much sense to me. But the bottom line is, you can also deduct your travel. See, we teach our folks that you don't just travel somewhere, go see someone on a visit or a vacation. You need to turn that into a business trip. And while you're there, the law says that you can what? Vacate. So if I'm going to take a trip, I'm going to make sure that that's a business trip. Because when I do that, if you look here, then my plane ticket, my train ticket, or my rental car, all of that's a tax deduction. So why would a person take a trip and can't make that tax deductible? It's beyond me, or either they don't know. So we want to do that. And while you're on that trip, guess what the law says you can do? You can buy food and write it off and be entertained. So ladies and gentlemen, you have an opportunity not only to travel, but at the same time, be in a position to write off your meals and go to shows, football events, and all of that is a tax deduction. Isn't that something? And last but not least, and probably the most important, for people who have actually seen kids or have some themselves, guess what? The law says that if you have a business, instead of you paying for your children, pay your children. Because then it becomes what is called wages. So we shouldn't give our children allowances. If you do your taxes, they ever say, how much did you give your child in allowance, and they took that as a deduction off your taxes? The answer would be what? No. Because it's not tax deductible. But guess what is? Wages. And currently, the law says that you can pay a child up to $6,350 a year per child. What? That's right. Per child. So if I have two of them, let's just keep the math simple. I pay both of them $6,000. That's $12,000 I get to deduct off my taxable income. So when you're talking to people and they're hurting financially, kids running all over the place, and they're under the age of 18, it's 100% tax-free to the child, and it's 100% tax deductible to you as a business owner. Why would a person not be utilizing that strategy? See, you got to understand, folks, the reason we exist is to teach people strategies that can save them money if they want to actually do that. Now, if they want to keep doing what they're doing, just don't let them complain to you, because there are strategies out there that can help them change the situation. Now, let's make all this, let's put it in a situation where this makes sense. Let's say we did make the adjustment on that person's tax forms, and guess what? We freed up an additional $600 as this example. That could be more, it could be less. It depends on that person's situation. But the example is still the same. So here's what happens. You see, if you took that $600 instead of what? Spending it, if you did nothing more than stuck it in a cookie jar and left it alone for a year, do you understand at the end of the year you'd have $7,200 in your cookie jar? Now, we don't think that would be a good way to invest the money because you're not making any rate of interest. So why don't we take that and invest it? If we invested that over a 15-year time, folks, that's $208,000. If we did that over 30 years, that's $895,000. Now think about this. That's the same money that people allowed someone to take out of their check and pay them what for it? Zero. And our strategy says, no, get your money and do the right things with it. I think it's a good message to the American consumer. What about you? Absolutely. All right? Now, this one here in 30 years, if they just leave that $895,000 alone and said, send me 5% return off of that in interest payments a month. Folks, that's a check for $3,700 for the rest of this person's life, as long as they don't mess with the principal. And then when they die and go to a better place, this person can leave an inheritance for their children's children. See, they're not going to leave them in debt, poverty, lack, strife like most people do. They're going to be in a position to leave a legacy. And that's what this is all about. Now, there's another strategy that a person can use, and we highly recommend it. That person can take that same money and use it towards their debt. Anybody know any folks with debt? I know y'all don't have none, but y'all know most folks will have some, okay? So let's just take a look at these three debts here. You see, if you look at the car payment, it's $545. Well, if I have an extra $600 coming in because I didn't allow the IRS to keep it, if I put that with this car payment, send them $1145, that car payment is paid off in 15 months as opposed to 32, half the time. Now, because the car is paid off, that frees up additional money that I have, and instead of going out and partying and getting back in debt, we're going to take that $1145 and add it to the next bill of $200. Instead of sending them that, we're going to send them $1345. Guess what's going to happen to that Visa payment? It's going to knock it out in record time. Matter of fact, that payment is paid off in 6 months as opposed to 78. Do you understand the money that's being saved if you're not making those payments over that length of time? Now we have an extra $1345. We're going to take that, put it towards our mortgage payment of $1,200, send them $2545. Our 30-year mortgage is now paid off in 79 months. Folks, our total debt that was eliminated is $225,000, and we actually saved ourselves $332,000 that we didn't pay, paying it the regular way. And now once all debts are taken care of, you and I have an extra $2545 a month coming in. Now, at this point, you and I should pay cash for everything we need. And if you don't have enough cash up front for that purchase, then you need to save that cash until you can what? Pay cash for it. Because what sense would it make for us to get back in debt after getting out of it? All right? So that's the way that works. You can come on in, hon. Come on in. Have a seat. Now, here's the bottom line. We're going to now show people how to increase their income. So our income strategy is this. Is that we're going to have what is called a world-class business system. So what we're looking at tonight is a world-class business system, and it's part of our income shifting membership. So when people say yes to you and I, because we have a plan for them to get free financially, folks, here's what comes with that membership. We're going to talk about income shifting strategies. Have we already done that? Yes. Okay, we've talked about a few, but we know how many strategies are out there. Whole lot of strategies if people make time. Notice I said make time, not wait till it's convenient, but make time to get the information. So we're going to make sure they have an opportunity to do that. Cash flow management software. We have a package. See, All of those deductions sound good, but they need to be properly documented. Do y'all understand that? It's got to be properly documented. So if you did get in a situation where you were ever audited, so what? You ask them, what would you like to see? Hit a button on your device. All of your expenses come up, and they're all in line with the guidelines of the IRS. Isn't that something? So we don't have to worry about that if it's done right. Now, of course, if people don't want to do it right, and every time they're asked for a receipt, they got to do what I call the upstairs run. Y'all know what that is? They got to say, excuse me 1 minute. They got to run upstairs to go look for it, to come back down with it. The person auditing them is going to say, this person is not running a what? A business. But when they look at you and I, and you just hit a button, and there it is laid out, they're going to say, you know what? Looks like you have a nice business going on here. Have a nice day. So there's no reason to be scared about that. Next, we have what is called the identity theft protection. In identity theft, we have the opportunity to protect ourselves from thieves. Right now, folks, there is somebody sitting down on a computer trying to figure out how to go into your account because they're too lazy to come to a briefing like this and learn how to do it the right way. It's amazing. But if you ever got hacked or you got your social security number stolen, all that kind of stuff, we have protection for that in what we call our identity theft protection, which is called our ID Defender. And you'll hear more about that in the presentation. Free and discounted legal services. Anybody here ever need a lawyer? Oh, yeah. All right. See, folks, I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time. Folks are getting sued for somebody praying for them. So, look here. This is like having a lawyer on retainer. Okay? So, the bottom line is you can get your will done. You can get your physicians to attorney done. These are the things that can help you stay, legal, and folks won't have to be making decisions on your behalf because you didn't tell them what to do. I always tell people, a will is leaving instructions in your absence to others that's got to take care of you. We don't want people fighting, so it's part of the program. How many of y'all ever got a traffic ticket? They cover them too, all right? There's no cost for that, to cover your speeding ticket. All right, so again, there are things that there are no cost, and then there are things that they are discounted costs for a lawyer, but you know all of that up front, so we think that's an awesome benefit. And we have credit education services. Folks, everybody that gets involved with us has a program that shows us how to get our credit totally fixed, and we call it the 750 Club because that's the perfect score. When you go, I think, to 740, now you consider having what? Perfect credit, excellent credit. And that's the goal of every person that gets involved here. We got a program that shows you how to do that step by step. We think that's very powerful. Discounted travel, corporate perks, discounted products and services. We have a lot of them, too many to discuss tonight. But the bottom line is, when people go to your website, this is what it looks like. They're going to see the ID Defender, that, again, protects you, the cash flow manager. We also help people when you have to travel. We can book our reservations for our cars, our hotels, our plane tickets, our cruises, whatever. We do that through our travel agency, and guess what? We actually get paid for that. We even get paid when we send someone else to book theirs through that. We have health and nutrition. We believe that it makes sense to stay healthy if you're going to end up wealthy, all right? Who wants to be rich and sick, all right? We don't want that to happen. How about coffee and tea? I always explain this a little bit, folks, because this is not up here because we're in the coffee and tea, but then again, we are in the coffee and tea. And the reason that is because coffee is the second largest commodity next to oil and gas. All right, 57% of the population, guess what they drink? Coffee. So wouldn't it make sense from a business standpoint to have that available for people who drink it 57% of the time? Now, not only is it coffee, it's a healthy coffee. It has no caffeine in it. It has things like ginseng, ganoderma that can help you with mind clarity. All those types of things is in our healthy coffee, along with our cashback mall. Now, again, we're not putting this up here for people to go shopping. Don't y'all run out here and go shopping. But this is here to reduce your expenses because through our mall, you get discounts and you get paid when you do your shopping through your mall, online. These stores have figured out if they can get people to purchase products online, they won't have to build another store. They won't have to hire any more employees or worry about what's going to happen to health care. See, they done figured it out. So they have incented us to do all of our shopping online. So folks, we're excited about that, and I hope you are too. Not only that, a world-class compensation. Now this part I need y'all to put your seatbelts on because this is going to blow your mind. This is for people who truly want to get free. They want to be financially free. So let's talk about it. When you get involved, there's only two positions. Y'all might want to write this down. The first one is called MD. It's not up here, all right, but You need to understand it. It stands for Marketing Director.
Okay.
All right? Then our goal is to become what is called an Executive Vice President. That is up here, and that's what we're going to talk about. So our goal is to get to what? Executive Vice President. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that. You can do it with products. This says 200 of personal CV. CV stands for commission value. Every product that's marketed from our website has a commission value that we get paid off of. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
All right? So when I refer to how much we get paid by a percentage, that's of the CV value. Okay? Not necessarily the cost of the product. Everybody clear? Mm-hmm. So I'll give you an example. Daily Ultimate might be, I'm not sure what it is, $37.50. Okay, $37.50. If that's the case, then guess what? The commission value on that, if I'm not mistaken, is $3.40. So if you are a full-blown EVP, you can get paid 100% of that $3.40 every time that's marketed. So that's how that works. Now let's take a look at it. So you can get promoted to EVP if you do $200 of CV. That's just sales alone. So you're not required to put people in business if you desire not to do that. Now, I think it's a better way to build a business so you're not the only person making your money. That's why we're doing this. See, a job, who's the only person making your money on a job if you have one? You. And you making all the money you want to make right now on that job? You the only one making it? But see, your employer, whoever owns that company, they're getting paid a little bit off each and every one of y'all. So they're out playing golf while you're working because they understand leveraging. So we're going to teach that to people who want to listen and want to change their lives. So another way to get actually promoted to EVP is to enroll 2 MDs. Real simple. Find 2 people who want more out of life than being average and ordinary, and they realize they need to do something about it. And I hope and pray all of y'all are around those type of people. All right? So let's assume we found 2. We're EVP now. Now here's what happens. Every time a product is sold from your website, you're paid up to 100% off personal sales, and you're paid 85% off team sales. So if your MDs move a product, you're paid 85%. If you move it, you're paid 100%. Real simple, all right? Not only that, let's talk about what happens when you put people in business. When you put someone in business personally, guess what happens? You're personally paid $35 for that. All right, that's good. Now, some people look at us and say, only $35? Well, look and see how long you got to work on your job to make $35. Okay? Not only that, folks, what are we getting paid for? For having someone go to our computer, put in their name, address, telephone number, and a credit card that can go through. That's it. And they send you $35. Man, I can do that on every break I have on the job. Okay? So again, this is important. And when it's done by one of your MDs, you're paid $25. So you might have been at work, didn't even know they came into business, but because you're putting people in business, you're getting paid for that also. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. Right? Not only that, folks, here's where the magic happens. There's something called leveraged income, okay? And residual income. We've already leveraged ourselves because we're putting other people in business that we can get paid off of. Every time they make money, we make money too. But not only that, we get paid off all the people that stay in business with us. Our active associates, we get paid for them. You can see here it says anywhere $5 to $10. So let me explain how that works. So if I have 100 people in business with me, at that level, that's like $3 a person, I would be paid every month $300, and that just keeps growing. And you'll see how that is in the next slide. Does this make sense to you? Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. So now you are building a business that you now can grow it, and you won't be the only one making your money. So you're just like a business owner or the CEO of a company. I like that. Now let's take a look and see how that works on a larger scale. Notice what it says, unlimited income system. So as an MD, if you put 10 people in business, you were paid $35 for each person. So the last time I checked, 10 times 35 is how much? $350. And so if I have 10 people in business, at that level I'm paid $1 for each person. That's $10. Doesn't look exciting, but you're here to grow. So let's take that, get it up to 100. Now you were paid over $2,500, and at 100 you're paid $3 a person, so that's $300. Everybody see how this works? And that's every month. So this monthly income is growing every month. Wouldn't it be nice on your job that your pay growed every month? All right, instead of every 3 years maybe? 6? We got a teacher in the house, they said 6, okay? Now, get that up to 500. You've been paid over $1,250, but now your monthly $2,500, because at that level you pay $5 a person for every active associate in your business. Is this getting exciting? Now this is right about where the average person who have a job is. Now let's watch the next one. See, we're not playing around, and this starts to happen a lot quicker because you're not the only person now building this business. You got a team of people building the business. Now you're up to 1,000. You've been paid over $25,000, and guess what? Your monthly is $8,000 a month. Yeah. We have now exceeded the average person's income in America. See, I know what the median income in America is for most people. Most of us right there, we would say, woo, boy, we could do some different things if you knew you had an $8,000 check coming in every month. Get that up to what? $5,000. Folks, you were paid over $125,000, $40,000 a month. See, we having this meeting now. We in the Bahamas. We in Hawaii having this. We writing that bad boy off. We know how to do that. Okay. And the truth of it is, it's legal. It's just that the average person hasn't practiced this. So when they're hearing this for the first time, they tend to go to where I call Skeptiville. Y'all know what Skeptiville is? That's where all them broke people are that didn't take time to learn that you could have been doing this all along. They just see that it's profitable to just be skeptical. Well, it's not. Get that up to 10,000, folks. You're in a totally different category here. You've been paid over $250,000, and you're being paid now $80,000 a month. Now let me mention something here. This has these figures here and these figures here have nothing to do with the products that were marketed off of your website. Hadn't even included those. Okay? So you think, how many people out of 1,000 people are using the products and services from people's website? A lot. So you can add that to the scenario. Okay? But we just want to keep it simple so you'll understand how this works. Now, when we take a look at passive income strategies, folks, this is very powerful. You see, making money is fine, but getting your money to make you more money is even better. This is where we have to learn about putting money into products like stocks, bonds, real estate, and guess what? That business that was paying you that $80,000 a month, that's passive income. Your business pays you just like an investment. But you got to build one, and you got to know why you want to build one. You see, because the bottom line is, we got to get our money making us what? More money. And then when it makes some more money, we put it in something else that makes us what? More money. More money, more money. That's the way it works. All right? So everybody desires and needs passive income. Most of them just don't know it. And we empower our associates to build passive income. That's why we get involved. And we believe that personal financial success is what everybody's looking for. Would y'all agree with that? Yeah. Most definitely. So let's wrap it up here. You see, folks, it says here that millions of people desire more financial success. To get it, most people need, guess what? More cash flow. Now, I'm going to put an asterisk here because they need more cash flow that they know what to do with. How many of y'all know somebody that's got a raise on their job and they're still broke? Y'all know why they're still broke? Because they got the raise and they raised their standard of living up to what they're making out, so they're still in the same situation. We need people to be wise enough to know that if I'm living off this right here and I make more money, I'm going to take the additional money and do the right things with it. So yes, if they're doing that, then more cash flow is the answer. Not only that, they need better financial strategies. See, folks, we use strategies while other companies sell and the government pays the bill. So we have an opportunity to do some awesome things, and we believe you're in the right place at the right time, and that our personal financial success system is the solution. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close with this. We talked about tonight, and remember, you can get involved tonight. All right, it's totally up to you. Now, again, we talked about income shifting strategies. Did y'all like those strategies? Yeah. Can they help people? How about this? Cash flow management software system. Do you think it's important to be able to keep up with everything that's coming in and what's going out? So at the touch of a button, you know where you stand. All right? How about identity theft? Protecting yourself from people trying to steal your identity because they're too lazy to go do something on their own. I think it's a doggone shame that people can do that. Free and discounted legal services. Folks, having a lawyer on retainer and all those good things. How about that? Credit education. Making sure that every last one of us get that 750 score or higher. I'm going for the perfect score. Why not? We can do that. Discounted travel and corporate perks. We got all that. How did y'all like that world-class business income system? Love it. Okay. Yeah. And along with that, the valuable tax benefits for being in business. So folks, when you look at this, how much do you think this is worth to the average person to have a business that saves them thousands of dollars on everything they do? See, we got to ask ourselves that question. Now, I'm almost scared to put it up here because when I show people what the investment is, sometimes people go to Skepticville because they know it's worth more and they go to themselves, how can it be that low? Well, folks, you have no excuses tonight because to get in business, to start your own business with us tonight, it's only $34.95. That's what I said. $34. Wait, where you going?
To sign up.
Oh, Lord, they're going to sign up. Folks, let me tell you that after $34.95, it's just $34.95 a month. Folks, that's what it